Welcome. Welcome everybody to the Turkish Airlines series podcast. I'm BJ Cunningham, I'm your host, and today we're exploring the art of hospitality at 30,000 feet with one of Turkish Airlines cabin crew professionals. Now, behind every seamless flight experience is someone who's mastered the delicate balance of safety, service, and genuine human connection. Today's guest embodies the Turkish tradition of hospitality while managing the complex choreography of modern air travel, serving as a cultural ambassador who makes strangers feel at home in the sky. So before we dive in, Hülya, please introduce yourself.
Hello there, my name is Hülya Sadıkoğlu. I'm a cabin chief at Turkish Airlines and I've been flying for 15 years in total.
Fantastic. Well, Hülya, I can't wait to get into this conversation. I've really been looking forward to it because the crew at Turkish Airlines not only are extremely beautiful, extraordinary, but also have this natural way. So I want to know from you, most people think of being crew as glamorous travel. Is it? You chose it for deeper reasons, or what really drew you to this career? What made you want to dedicate your life to caring for travelers?
Actually, I never chose it for the glamorous travel in the first place. When I graduated university, one of my friends told me about a job opportunity at Turkish Airlines, and I decided to give it a shot. It's a very dynamic job. It's very different from a 9-to-5 desk job at any office, and I fell in love with it. And about the caring for travelers, this is definitely not why I chose this job. I had no idea how much care we were going to provide, but this is one of the reasons I stayed.
Now, Hülya, do you remember your very first flight as cabin crew? I'd love you to walk me through that day, not just what happened, but how you were feeling and what surprised you. And looking back, how has the job changed how you view people, culture, and travel?
On my first day of my job, I cared a lot for my appearance. I did my hair, I did my makeup perfectly. I looked awesome.
Of course.
And then I left for my job. Looking awesome is one of the perks of the job. And I was never ready for how much I would have to work throughout the flight. When the passengers sit through the flight, we walk through the flight. We always say that I walked to and from London, and that really is what happens. The one thing that surprised me most was the admiring look on the faces of the passengers. When you strut through the cabin with your wonderful uniform and your look and your smile on your face, they have this odd look on their faces. They admire us, and I never expected that either.
So when you first started flying for Turkish Airlines, what hit you about the hospitality standards that were being set, and how did you realize this wasn't just service, it was an art form?
The service is actually one of the easiest parts of our job, but you need to be human and you need to hold a lot of empathy to turn it into something else, a comforting experience through the cabin. The passengers always need something from us. Some need comfort, some need calm, some need excitement, some need some selfies with us sometimes. But they know very well that whatever they need, they can come to us for it, and we will give them. We will provide them with whatever they need.
There's an enduring kindness. I think the word is kindness. Every single crew member I meet is kind. I mean, is that something you're trained for, or is that just something innate in the personnel who are selected?
I think we are picked that way through the interviews because, yes, we need to be kind to do this job. We see many kinds of people. We see people with many kinds of challenges. Some lose their family members and they're traveling to attend their funerals. Some lose their jobs. Some are going to weddings, parties. Some are going to their job interviews. There are always different emotions going on and about, and you have to be kind to everyone. And I think they're paying extra attention to that when they're recruiting us.
So there's a moment when you realize you're not just serving customers, you're not just serving passengers, you're caring for travelers who, in Turkish tradition, are honored souls on meaningful journeys. When did that cultural understanding of your role really hit you?
There was this mindset in our training. We were taught to see the aircraft as our home and the passengers as our guests, and that pretty much did it for us because in Turkish culture, the guests are the most honored beings in a house. Um, in our childhood homes, we all had guest sitting rooms that were off the limits most of the time, locked away. When we had guests over, we would just go and clean the room beforehand, serve the guests with separate sets of china and glasses that were reserved for the guests only. So when you have this cultural background and you see the passengers as your guests, it's easy from there onward.
I love that. See,
Um,
that's why whenever I'm in Turkey and I go to someone's home, it's always so immaculate. It's always so perfect. In fact, I'm in the guest room. Is that the story?
yeah, that's pretty much the story. And nobody else is allowed to go sit in that room or go sleep in that room or even be in that room if you're not having a guest over.
That's wonderful. Okay, take me through the first 5 minutes after passengers board. Can you spot a potential problem passenger before anything happens? Are there giveaway signs? And how do you adjust for that approach or prevent potential issues?
Potential problems are usually very obvious because when the passengers board, when they put their things away and sit down, they're always busy with something. They're either on their phones either, or going through the screen or getting ready to start their rest. But if a passenger is doing nothing, I mean nothing at all, with a rigid body language, with a silent body language, but a very loud face, you know that something is wrong. You use your empathy to try to decipher it because um, we as humans use the similar facial expressions and body language if there's something wrong with us too. So when you see that, you recognize it and you say, okay, there's something wrong. And we go talk to them, hey, can I help? We introduce ourselves, I'm Hülya, I'm the cabin chief, can I help? Is there something wrong? Everything all right? And they start to relax when they see us with them, when they see us taking care of them, taking care of their problems without even being voiced. They start to relax and talking to us, and we 99% of the time have a solution for them already.
I love that. So you're being proactive, you're looking for signals, and when you see those, you're helping them on a human level.
Of course, because we are not robots, we're also fellow humans, and we feel the same things. And this is one of the upsides of the job. When you see someone in stress, you are already trained and authorized to go help them. And the smile, the relaxation on their face is priceless.
So Turkish hospitality, we've just talked about it, this incredible sense of tradition, and this beautiful tradition of anticipating needs before they're expressed. How does that show up when you're working at 30,000 feet?
We are already ready to help and we are very trained to do so. But some of it comes with accumulated experience. You start learning what people need on what phase of the flight. Are they going to ask for their connecting flight? Do they need a second coffee? Or do you think they're cold? Do you think they're too hot? Or does the child need an extra packet of milk? You start guessing these things.
Do you know what I love? I love that red juice that you give. On Turkish Airlines, when I come on Turkish, I get given this just the most delicious, it's like nectar from the gods. What is that red juice?
It's the raspberry soda on the welcome drinks of the business class.
I love that. Very rarely am I flying business class, but God, I love it when I do. Um, Now, when your passengers take the wrong seat, but they insist on sitting there, I mean, they're entitled, they've got a problem, uh, or other human dramas unfold, and I'm sure there are many. What are the principles that guide how you handle it? How do you maintain Turkish hospitality while diplomatically resolving these kind of inter-passenger conflicts?
We also provide emotional safety to our passengers. We know that their behavior communicates a need. It's mostly rooted from something else that happened or didn't happen before. We help eliminate the stress. Sometimes it's low blood sugar, sometimes it's a stress from their kid, anything. Um, it's always about an unmet physical need or an overwhelm due to unexpected stress of the flight.
Okay, so are there any particular techniques that you would recommend to us listening that really help de-escalate these high stress, high drama situations?
One thing is you should plan your transfer flights with minimum 2 hours in between. A tight connection is never a good idea. I know you want to save some more time on your long hours of flights, but it's never a good idea to plan those connection flights very tight. And the second thing I can recommend is always ask for help from the staff for anything you need, because the ground staff and the flight crew, we are always there for you. We are always ready to help. Just don't let it fester inside. Come to us for help, and we will be always helping you.
Julia, you're a master at these things, so I have the opportunity of asking you this question. How do you stay neutral? I mean, because normally someone's right and someone's wrong, but you have this position in the center. How do you maintain that position?
Firstly, we are privy to the procedures about everything. And secondly, we know that all those problems are rooted from somewhere else. When we talk to the passenger, we always find out that the reason is something else entirely. So until we get to that root problem, we know that these are all temporary. And when we get to the root of the problem, the only thing left for us is to solve it.
That's lovely. I need to learn from this myself often. I mean, often I find myself in these conflicts and they're always my problem, so that's excellent advice. Now, you work with different crew members constantly, often people you've never flown with before, you don't know them, it's the first time you've met them. How do you build that instant teamwork and trust when you're responsible for hundreds of passengers together?
What I do for my passengers, I do for my crew as well. I provide them with emotional and professional safety and support. We're all aware of the hard parts of the job, and when we're airborne, we know that we only have each other to make those hard parts easier. When you can connect with the crew, you can turn any hard flight, any difficult flight into a good flight.
I love that radical empathy that you express. Everything you're talking about it, this empathy, this human, this kindness. Is there a special training module for patients? Because I noticed Turkish Airlines crew are just, almost superhumanly patient.
Actually, that again goes through empathy. You try to understand why passengers do what they do. Are they running for the connecting flight? Are they desperate for the one smoke they can get in between hours and hours of flight? It all goes through empathy. And when you can try to understand them, when you can put yourself in their shoes to understand their stress, it's easier to stay calm.
Well, take us through that empathetic feeling. Tell me about a passenger interaction that reminded you how much you love this job, or maybe share a proud moment of recognition you've received from a passenger that really meant something to you. What made it special? Tell me about that story.
There was this one passenger who was traveling with her baby, a couple of months old at most, and she came very hesitant, very stressful. She said her husband had to cancel last minute because of some business thing. And it was a long flight. So we helped her care for her baby. We cared for her throughout the flight. And at the end of the flight, she had tears in her eyes when she was saying thank you. And she said she felt as if she was surrounded with family. And then I had tears in my eyes.
Oh, that's just exactly perfect. Now, flying to 340 plus destinations worldwide, means you are constantly crossing cultures and time zones. How do you adapt your hospitality style for different cultures while staying authentically Turkish?
We have our files about each destination on our system, and we educate ourselves about that particular destination before every flight. Like how important is personal space for this exact culture? Do they like milk in their tea, or do they like to consume a lot of sugar with their hot drinks? Do they like eating too much bread? We learn things like that, and we combine it with Turkish hospitality and meet their needs even before they're voiced.
I love that. Of course, I noticed that. I'm British, and when I'm flying on Turkish Airlines, there's always milk that comes with my tea. Of course, it's welcome. It's how I drink my tea. I love it. But it's always surprising to me because the guy on my left who's Turkish is getting his tea in a Turkish style, and it's just incredible that that happens. It's almost magical. So, much respect for that. Now, what's something about cabin crew work that would surprise passengers that we just don't know? Something they assume works one way, but actually it works completely the other way.
People think that to become cabin crew, you just come and say, "Hey, I'm here," and you're hired. But it's not like that. They have no idea how much we have to study to pass the exams that we have to take our certificates, and the minimum passing grade of any given exam, any given subject is 80%.
Wow.
And we take recurrence every year.
So, what exams are you being asked to take? I mean, are they technical? Is it about flight operations, or is it empathetic or training, or what are these exams?
It's all of them combined. We are examined. We take our exams about aircraft types. We take our exams about normal operations. We take our exams about unexpected situations, and we also have exams about catering and hospitality as well.
So, Hülya, Turkish Airlines is known for going above and beyond, going that extra mile. Tell me about a time when you or your crew did something extra that wasn't in any manual just because it felt right.
Vijay, that's actually every day. Whenever our passengers need something, we just try to fix it. We don't just rely on our manuals to do that. We use our human side, and we use our Turkish language abilities sometimes that the passengers don't speak. And we try to communicate for them. We try to help make arrangements for them, help organize things for them, and they're always happy to see this.
Julia, on those long flights, those 14 to 16-hour flights, exhausting. I mean, passengers are lucky enough to sleep, but you're at it the whole time. How do you manage your own energy while caring for all those hundreds of people? Where do you go to rest? And what are the personal rituals for staying balanced while constantly on the move?
We have our designated rest areas on the longer flights, and yes, I do sleep in there because I'm always trying to prepare myself for the next phase of the flight and to get my rest well. Well, on the longer flights, we have a wide selection of herbal teas, and I really love them. I drink the calming tea before my rest, and I drink the energy tea after my rest, and I'm back like new.
Well, that's excellent. Julia, Turkish Airlines crew always look just so beautiful. Here's a top tip for anyone listening. Give the top tip for your beauty regime because there must be something, I mean, it's very dehydrating in the sky. What do you do to stay looking so fantastic?
Cabin crew life is very demanding. You have to watch what you're eating, watch what you're drinking. You have to really restrict your consumption of alcohol. You have to exercise regularly to stay healthy because this job is only done as long as you're very healthy. And on the longer flights, yes, we do try to drink as much water as possible because it's very dehydrating. And when you drink as much water as possible, and I'm talking about at least 1.5 liter water for a 10-hour flight, you will realize that you are less tired at the end of the flight.
And also your uniforms, your outfits, they're always so impeccable, and they're also so iconic. How does feeling perfectly presented affect how you carry yourself and interact with the passengers?
It actually gives a little bit of a confidence boost. I love our uniforms too, and I love how elegant we look in them. And when you look so good, so nice, it's really hard to shake your self-confidence.
So, what does representing Turkish Airlines mean to you personally, especially on these international routes? And how do you carry that responsibility? The responsibility of being the face of the brand, the face of Turkey.
We were taught this even since our initial trainings. Now you're not your person anymore. You're not your name anymore. You're a Turkish Airlines cabin crew, and you don't only represent Turkish Airlines, you also represent the Turkish people abroad. So any person that we see, we interact with, maybe seeing the first Turkish person ever in their life. And as humans, we have this habit of generalizing our experience. So whatever we do will stick. Is going to be the first impression of Turkish people. Either they're going to say, oh, Turkish people are so nice based on only one experience, or they're going to say, Turkish people are meh. But at the end of the day, it's our job to give that first impression well.
Do you know something? The impression I get is always positive. I mean, it's extraordinary, and you're right. That first experience really beds in, and it means everything going forward. If things start well, they end well, and just like any flight or any story. I also get this sense of pride whenever I'm contacted or in contact with a Turkish Airlines representative. There's an innate sense of pride within that individual, which, they know that they're working for a phenomenal organization. Is that something you feel, or is that just something I perceive?
Yes, that is something I feel too. I'm proud of my company, and we are, I think, also a little bit proud of ourselves too, because we all made this happen all together as a big, big team.
And rightly so. Now, Turkish Airlines is internationally renowned for its exceptional cuisine and literally widens your palate as you widen the world. I mean, I love the food on Turkish Airlines and the beautiful wines that you get, etc. This meal service is always a joyful time, or are there challenges during the meal service time? How does that fit into the flight kind of stress level?
Actually, our passengers really love our food. It's an award-winning food, and they're always very excited, very eager to have the food of their selection. And the problems actually only start when we start to run out of options. When they're frustrated and also their blood sugar level is low, it starts getting a little bit chaotic, but we always de-escalate it, and we find other ways to comfort them, to make them happy. And at the end of the day, everybody leaves happy and eager to come back.
Julia, I always choose the chicken. I love the chicken. It's just always the most delicious for me. When delays or turbulence or challenges happen, how do you transform those stressful moments into opportunities to show Turkish hospitality at its finest?
Delays and turbulences are actually two different topics for me, because delays are mostly very, very predictable. We know how much time we lost. We know how much time each passenger needs to make their connection. And on my company iPad, I can see their connections, and I can tell them where to go and how fast to run. So that's an easier topic for me. But through the turbulence, flying is against human nature, and when turbulence happens, everybody is scared. I understand that. But when passengers are too scared, or they start scaring each other a little more, I always tell them, okay, look at me, watch me. If you saw me panic, then yes, it's time to panic. But if I'm calm, it means it's just a little bit uncomfortable and nothing else. And it actually calms them down.
Perfect. So follow the crew is always the answer.
Yeah, follow
If
the
the
crew,
crew
follow
are
us.
happy, everything's good.
Yes.
I love that. Okay, so Turkish Airlines connects people across continents, across countries. It reunites families, enabling special journeys and making dreams possible. What does it feel like to be part of something that connects so many lives?
When I see the excitement on the passengers' faces as they go off board, when they say thank you, but they can't even wait to finish saying thank you to start the next phase of their journey, it's actually exciting and inspiring for me. It's very nice to see them happy about their destination.
So, looking forward now at the future of hospitality within air travel, how do you see the cabin crew role evolving? What will always remain human despite technological advances?
I think the humor factor will always be needed through the cabin because every flight is unique and it's always unpredictable what's going to happen. You don't know if a passenger is going to get sick, or if you will have a new baby on board, or if you will see some other challenge. You will always need a human mind and human problem solving skills to face that challenge head on.
I love that. I love that. So it's human first, and perhaps that's the hidden DNA within all of this. It's all about the customer, the passenger first, the honored guest.
They are.
Now, if you could tell every passenger one thing about the cultural art of Turkish hospitality that would make them better travelers, what would it be?
They should know that uh, guests are very honored in the Turkish hospitality
Yep.
culture, and they should know that we are here to make their flying experience memorable and smooth and comfortable as well as can be. Um, they should put their trust in us instead of challenging us with their um, problems or their situations. We are there to help them. They should just accept this and put their trust in our hands and let us take care of the rest.
And if there was a single piece of advice to give to that young listener about joining Turkish Airlines, what would it be?
Be empathetic, be kind, and be ready to meet and greet every single person with your heart, not your face only.
In other words, be Turkish.
Be Turkish.
Amen. Julio, what a wonderful interview. I've adored it, and that actually brings us to the close of this interview. So, to all of our listening friends, Julia today reminds us that every time we step onto an aircraft, we're not just trusting technical systems, we're placing ourselves in the care of professionals who see hospitality as both a craft and a calling. More than that, we're experiencing Turkish culture at its very finest, where every passenger is treated as an honored guest. So thank you for joining us. If today's story sparks something in you, remember that Turkish Airlines flies to more destinations than any other airline, and your next transformative journey could be closer than you think. Until next time, keep exploring, keep connecting, and always widen your world. Safe travels, my friends.